Everybody, welcome to Unscripted from my studios in Old Hilliard. And speaking of Old Hilliard, also in Old Hilliard is a friend of show, friend of the family, and a special guest. And we have a special announcement. But here's the thing. We're not going to make the special announcement till the end. And we have technology that can tell if you fast forward on this episode. So you have to listen to the whole episode. You can't just fast forward to the end because we'll know. And so why don't you introduce yourself and we will go from there.
Okay. I'm Kaitlyn. Thank you for having me again. I just finished my senior season with the Ohio State Buckeyes, so I'm excited to start my life. But yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Now, you and I met, it's been like 2 or 3 years now. It's hard to believe. I was thinking
3 years.
3 years. So we met through a mutual friend, and we've worked in the same place. We've been to Mercy Me concert. We've got history, which is really cool. Very fun.
You sure do.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the first episode, and again, if you missed it, you'll have to go back and listen to the first episode because Kaitlyn tells her story, and it was awesome. And so we're going to fast forward a bit. We're going to pick it up right where she just left off. So let's talk senior year at Ohio State. Let's just start right there with senior year at Ohio State. How was the year? I know there was challenges and there's positives. And so let's just start with the year.
Yep. So my senior season obviously started this last January. As a team, we did really well. Yep. We just got back from regionals where we unfortunately did not make it through to super regionals. Overall, it was a really good year. I met my best friend, Lexi Handley, who was just on the podcast a couple weeks ago. It was filled with a lot of challenges. I was a 3-year starter for Ohio State. Senior year didn't go as I planned. If you listen to the first podcast, I had just had shoulder surgery, so kind of put me through a little bit of ups and downs there. I was the team's go-to pinch hitter throughout this year. I had a lot of success. I did really well, but yeah, it was a good senior year. I will tell that. Yeah,
it was. And there was setbacks. And what I appreciate, I think, is watching, you were coming off an injury, but you were healthy and you just accepted your role. And no matter what, because you never knew what your role would be as a pinch hitter, when you might get in the game. Are you going to get, to start? Are you going to get multiple at bats? Are you going to get one? And the thing that was so cool to see was when your number was called, you stepped in and had tremendous success. So even in the regionals that you mentioned, you came in and, gosh, Kaitlyn, how much did that miss by? Maybe 3 feet? I mean,
yeah, it bounced off the fence.
Bounced off the fence, and it was a big moment. So just if anybody missed it, down 4-1, I think it was, 2 on, they call Kaitlyn's number, comes in, hits a ball. Like I said, I think it must maybe 3 feet, 3 feet higher, and that thing's gone. You got a tie game. Instead, she cleared the bases, double, big moment, energy moment. Team was going crazy. It was just really cool. And that was just, to me, that was a snapshot of, just accepting your role and doing your job. It was great.
Yeah, and the best part about it was my family was there.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fantastic. That's great. Yeah, it was an exciting moment. I mean, the energy from the team and just everything, it was really cool to see. And I was hoping you guys would survive the regional and make it on in advance. But in every game, but it was a great season. It was a lot of fun. You made a Tar Heel fan a Buckeye softball fan. That's it. It ends there. It ends there.
Tammy would be proud.
She would be. She's been trying for years, but it took all three of you to get me interested. But it was exciting and it was a lot of fun. So now the other thing I want to mention, excuse me, sorry, is during the year, because it is May and it's May, right? I think it's almost June. It's May. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. And one of the things that you had approached us about, I don't know, it's about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, was something you had written. And you were kind enough to let us put that on our platform to share. And I could tell you that it's received literally thousands of views. So can you talk about what you wrote and why you wrote it?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously I kind of talked about mental health just a little bit on our first podcast. But over the last couple months, there have been quite a few college athletes who have committed suicide, have came out about dealing with mental health, their issues, especially even Harry Miller on the Ohio State football team. Right. He came out, shared about his struggles, and it kind of just inspired me to finally just open up, let everybody else know, like, hey, this is what's going on with me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, now that I'm done, obviously, with softball, my biggest goal is to inspire younger girls, not only younger, you know, softball players, but other individuals in the world. Like, it is okay to talk about your mental health. It is okay to share with others what you're going through, what you're feeling, and just be confident in it. Because I know for me personally, I'm really confident in sharing about my mental health. I haven't always been like that. Mm-hmm. Growing up, I never really wanted to talk about it. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm struggling. Okay, mm-hmm. whatever. But, you know, not until this last year, I've really been open about it, been confident in sharing it with anybody. Because that's what makes me me.
That's right. And I think that's what people appreciated the most was the fact that you were willing to put yourself out there, go first, and give everyone a chance to also say, you know what, I struggle with that too, because that's hard. It's not easy to be the first to admit when there's struggles or when you have struggled, and you putting yourself out there, I think really helped a lot of people. I can tell you by the number of people that have read it and shared it and liked it and all those kind of things, which is not why we did it, not why you wrote it, not why you did that, but it really, I know, impacted a lot of people. So that was awesome. So along those lines, you're all done now, as you said. What are your plans?
Oh boy. So I still have a couple more classes to take. I will be graduating in the fall, well, December. I still have to go for fall semester, but I'll be graduating in December with my bachelor's in speech and hearing. I'm tied between two options for grad school. I'm either going to go through the counseling route or I'm going to go special education. Special education, something that really just sticks with my heart. And I've always wanted to do that. But a couple months ago, my mom actually introduced the idea of going to get my master's in counseling because that's what she's doing. And so now that just put another thing on my plate and I'm like, shoot, I don't know which one to go. I could go through, you know, special education. I could go through counseling. But that's the biggest thing for school. I'm going to be trying to get a job. Don't know where yet, but that's okay. And then just sticking with my normal, you know, lessons where this kind of ties in, obviously, with our big announcement. Right. Which we're not there yet. But doing lessons, clinics, etc., you know, wherever my heart takes me.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, it's still a wonderful time of life when you can do things like that. You can have options. So that's a good thing. It's awesome. Yeah. Well, you mentioned it. Should we make the announcement, do you think? Or you
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to make it or you want me to make it?
You can make it. You make it.
Okay. So long pause for drama. No, I'm kidding. This is such an honor for, let me start here. This is really a big honor for us as a business. Cause people always ask, well, how do you make money on the podcast? And people, I think, are still trying to understand that we also have a business called My Unscripted, which, we've started to dip our toe in a lot of different things. And one of those things is, some agency stuff and some scheduling stuff and some other stuff. And, so this is very exciting for me today. I'm trying to draw it out as long as possible. Not,
the audience is probably like, come on, Aaron, spit it out.
No, so, yes. All right. So let me spit it out. We are excited today to announce that, we are in a exclusive partnership with Kaitlyn Coffman. And, a part of that partnership is the launch of the brand new website, KaitlynCoffman.com. And the site, I will say, is not 1,000% done yet. It's 98% done. We were rushing to get it done because this all came together very quickly for us. But you can now go to KaitlynCoffman.com and find everything that Kaitlyn is going to be doing and that we will be supporting her as a part of that process. So do you want to talk a little bit about what's on the site and what the plans are?
Yeah, so there are going to be options for booking lessons with me. There will be information on there for camps, clinics, etc., what I will be doing. I will also have a little section on there for speaking. And that is something new for me because growing up, I had really bad social anxiety. But I will be doing speaking opportunities where I speak about mental health. I speak about my faith in God. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. And there will also be obviously softball clinics where I will incorporate mental health. I will incorporate, my faith, etc. But yeah, that's about it. I'm really excited for it though.
Well, it's cool to see you excited. We're really excited. We're honored to partner with you, and some of the others that have already kind of come along as well. And so there's much more to come from our side. There's so much more to come on there, but that's kind of the idea. And as Kaitlyn said, there are buttons on there. There's a contact form on there. All you'd have to do is fill out the contact form. We'll get the information and we will help coordinate everything that she's going to do. So let's start with, because there's kind of three different options. So the first option is softball, obviously. So what do you do in your lessons? So anyone listening that may not be familiar, or if they have a daughter that's looking for lessons, what do you do in your lessons?
Yeah, so for my lessons, it's pretty much just based on whatever the child wants, whatever the parents want to come out of it. I do hitting, I do defense. I have done catching before, so that's something new. I don't even think I told Cammie about that.
There you go.
But I do 30-minute to 50 or 30 to 60-minute lessons. If girls want to do both offense and defense during, that time period, we'll extend it to an hour, obviously. But for pricing wise, my prices will also be, discussed later with, the parents, etc. But yeah, that's for lessons wise. That's about it. I give lessons at the Spot in Dublin. Cammie Pranel also gives lessons there too. That's
Correct.
Kind of how I started giving, my lessons there. But
right.
Yeah, that's about it for lessons.
And they have options too for some strength training and things like that, which are not related to you or Cammie, but they do have some additional options for other training as well outside of with the things that you mentioned. But okay, so that's softball. Now the speaking, you mentioned that. One of the reasons that this was born out of, we were getting requests after your I don't want to call it an essay, after your personal writing, people had reached back out to us and said, hey, is Kaitlyn available? Can we get in contact with her? And so, really we're just following the path that has been laid out before you, I think, and us, in partnering together in that. So can you talk about the speaking? You did a little bit already, but, what kind of groups will you speak to? What will you speak about? Yeah,
I would love to. And I've also been contacted by a couple individuals to speak to their teams, and also, like I said, to incorporate it in camps, clinics, all of that. Speak to teams, speak to just groups of individuals that want to hear about, my story, how I came about it, how I came about publishing, writing about it. Just really anybody. I'm open to speaking to anybody about it. Yeah. Like I said, I'm really confident in, speaking about my mental health, speaking about my faith, just anybody that, wants to hear.
And they're two topics that are really important right now. They're not just random. They're really, really important right now. As evidence, as you said, there's been some tragedy within even the softball community, in the collegiate softball community, and we don't want that to happen to anyone else. So a great opportunity for you to really step on whatever platform or stage it might be and speak on that, or come on podcasts. You could do that too. And then the last bucket we have is still going to be, I think, identifying itself a little bit, but we said coaching. So, and that's a big word. It's a different word. We can use that in a lot of different ways, but that is a third area which would also be available. So the bottom line is go to our website. If you're interested, fill out her form, and we will get that information and we will schedule accordingly. And we're excited to do that. So one last piece that we may add additionally is a blog. I know we've mentioned that, but you and I haven't finalized that yet, but we may be adding a blog where you'll write too, correct?
Correct. When I was in high school, I really, really loved writing. And, obviously with the amount of work that I have been doing these last 4 years with Ohio State softball and school and stuff, I haven't really sat down and done that a lot, but when I sat down and wrote about my mental health, it really just like snapped with me. I was like, I need to get back into writing. I loved it. I love sitting there just, jotting all my thoughts down and stuff. So I'm hoping that's going to be a part of the website too.
I think it will be. And I think what we'll do is set up a newsletter for you. And that way, every time you have a new writing, it can just automatically go out to anybody that subscribes. So that will be coming soon. Not here yet, but will be coming soon. But thank you for being open to work with us. Thank you for being one of our first clients in this area, at least. And we're really excited. I just think this is going to be a really special partnership and friendship for us.
I agree. And thank you for allowing me to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what's next for you this summer? We just talked about it. As far as the summer goes, you're going to be very busy, hopefully.
Yes, I hope so. Yeah, like I said, once I get all of the dates finalized for, camps and clinics, those will be on the website as well. Because I know me and Cammie have talked about either doing it together or having like separate ones. Yeah, I'm hoping to be giving lessons, enjoying my now free time. I have no idea what to do with myself. I like wake up in the mornings and I'm like, yeah, I need to get that blog up.
No pressure, but we need to get that blog up. No, it's a good thing. Okay, and then so again, the site again is, what is the site?
KaitlynCoffman.com.
That's right. You got used to saying that. You have a website now. And so again, if you click on any of the buttons on the page, they will take you to a form, or they could easily email Cammie, Cammi at myunscripted.com. The reason why I mentioned that is it'll help coordinate Kaitlyn's schedule, which I hope is going to be a very, very busy schedule. It will help us coordinate with Kaitlyn on her plans and what her schedule would be.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, we've launched. This is exciting. We were going to get this episode up as soon as possible so you can start sharing it across all your platforms, because I know everybody's just dying to know what the big announcement was. So there it is.
I know. Some of my teammates were even texting me like, "What's the big announcement?" I'm like, I can't tell you. Sorry.
So you haven't told anyone yet? Nobody knows?
No. Well, okay. My mom and dad do know, and so does my boyfriend. My boyfriend does know. I can't keep secrets from those.
There you go. Have they seen the site yet?
They have not. Nobody has seen the site.
Okay.
Secret.
All right. Well, we should track your analytics and see how the site does today. But anyway, thank you for just being a part of this. Thank you for trusting us. And we look forward to a really busy summer and more to come. So Kaitlyn will probably be back on at some point and talk about even more. So that's it. That's the announcement. That's her story. We're sticking to it.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Aaron.
All right. Thank you for being on. I got to go edit. I got to get this episode up so we can get this out to the people.
Perfect. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.
See you.